Hello and welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. I'm your host, Sidra Kennedy, and from Twitter to you, this is May. It's May 8th. It's been a while since I've done anything because nothing really catches my interest, and when it does, I gotta admit, everyone, I'm a bit overly jaded, cynical on things. And I'll explain, not really in depth, but what I'm covering. This is Josh Duggar. He was arrested on possession of child pornography. And, you know, here's my thing. I don't care. And that'll turn some off. And hear me out. Hear me out before you click away. The reason I don't care is because this doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect anyone listening to this. It doesn't affect anyone. It affects those kids you were looking at. No, the people that did that to those kids did that to those kids. From my understanding, Josh Duggar looked at what those people did to the kids. I'm asking this. Just think about it. Wouldn't it be better, instead of arresting Josh Duggar so readily, why not find out who's doing these things? Find out who's exploiting these children and arrest them. And, if you got guns for sale and a black guy picks up a gun and then he gets shot for looking at it, he hasn't done anything with it, and it was out there for him to handle. That doesn't mean he has to. Doesn't mean any person has to. What it means is there was availability. There was, what's that word that these salesmen like? Yes, access. There was access to this material. And he went through hoops and hurdles to get to it and whatnot. Okay, fine. Why not go after those that are doing the harm instead of those who are viewing the harm? If anything, why not figure out why did it appeal to him? What was his purpose? What was the true fetish? Instead of outright blanketing, it's children, so wrong, lock them up, kill them, or what. It's easy to do that. It's easy. But it is outright difficult and positive problem solving if you can figure out what the issue is. What happens if, you have kids and your kid does something you asked politely for your child not to do? Do you just haul off and hit him in the head with a board? You just beat the kid with a stick? You take him outside and drag him down the street and say, hey, everyone, I'm making an example of this kid. Don't mess up around me. I'm just saying, why not get to the roots of the problems? Ain't nothing wrong with that, I don't think. Getting to the root of the problem so you can solve it. Someone's stealing food to feed their family. Do you lock them up, or you say, wait a minute, why you got to steal food? And solve the problem. Now, maybe he does have some kind of screw loose. And he needs to, then it can't be solved. It can't be fixed. It can't be thwarted. It can't nothing. He got to be gone. Okay? Maybe that's what it is. I say figure it out. Is searching for it and looking for all this stuff, is that a bad thing? It depends on your society. But in this society, it's a horrific thing. So he knows he should not have been doing it. Then again, I gotta ask you, what is in your closet that others would judge you harshly for? What's in your, what bones is rattling around in your closet? What should we judge you on? And your only excuse, and I know I can hear it. Yeah, but it ain't what he was doing. No. What is in your closet you can't tell people about? What do you do? What are you into? Or what would you like to be into? What fetishes are you into watching, but that you would really not really give a damn at all to participate? Matter of fact, you'd probably be absolutely against it. I think that's the good question. You know, I'd rather solve this. And before I go, I had to read this thing because the person that wrote it was like, basically victimized the woman. The evangelical church is crap. So yeah. And she mentioned covenant eyes, how he went around it, yada yada yada. And I'm gonna give credit to this person. I ain't putting anything in the description. Mind Shift Podcast. Ever heard of the software Covenant Eyes? Evangelical parents install it so they can block all porn sites and also receive detailed screenshots and 100% browsing history for everyone in the family. Seems like purity culture and the battle against porn addiction comes full circle. And yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, you can't be religious and not be hypocritical. You can't be religious and not be in some form or fashion irrational. Just like people who are not religious, they've got their irrational sides. You just got to find it. I ain't going to say troll and look for it, but I'm pretty sure when you find it, it's epic. You know, hey, me, I fear spiders. I only recently in the past 5 years developed a fear of the ocean. Ain't been to the ocean in a couple of decades, maybe a little bit longer, just a smidge longer. You know, and I know where my phobias and whatnot. I know what triggered them. I know where they came from. All that stuff. Where does it start with him and people like Josh Duggar? You know, because there's a lot of people. You know, the ones that stormed the Capitol with noose, zip ties, and guns. Those that get the police uniform and mow down minorities of any shade. Those that can't help but to ignore their children and wonder why they grow up crazy, or those that pay too much attention in the negative light and their children grow up crazy, or the parents that do the perfect job according to society and their kids grow up crazy anyway. Or, you know, the parents that allow their kids to drive drunk and kill 4 people in the city and whatnot, allows that person to just walk around like nothing happened. You know, who knows? This ain't a Josh Duggar thing. This is a societal thing. And it might be a chemical imbalance put onto us by the chemicals that we eat, drink, and breathe on a constant basis that no corporation is going to stop because they're deregulated so they can do it. And no government is going to stop them because they need to keep getting that sweet money. And no person like you or I or any regular Joe is going to try to stop them because we don't have the money or the power or the influence. The only ones that can do it are good-hearted trial lawyers that can actually go in and try something. You know, people like Mike Papantonio, you know, Ring of Fire. You know, so that's where we are. This is it's a societal thing. I'm not trying to say this dude is a good guy. I'm not trying to defend the guy. I'm just simply saying we need to figure out what happened, why, what's going on. Can it be stopped? Is it a trauma? Is he lashing out? Or is it like, I can do whatever I want? A yuck. What is it? And I think that's important for everyone. Let me know what you think down in the comment sections. You know I read that. This has been Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.